What is the point in even trying to make music? If an AI is capable of creating in just a few minutes a flawless violin concerto like the one I just stumbled upon, it is 10 times better than anything I could dream to ever write. The questions after that seem endless. What is the point of it all? How do we react to that? How do we use AI without the feelings of doom and gloom? I think we have a lot to talk about. Maybe like a lot of you, I've been aware of the kind of remarkable advances that AI has been making lately, but I didn't really sit up straight and take too much attention or pay too much attention to it until Udio came out. And for the first time, my gut reaction was one of fear, which is a place I never want to find myself, because it seemed like these tools aren't being developed as tools for us, as tools for musicians, the way that all of us had kind of hoped that they would be. But instead, it seems like the corporations and the powers that be are kind of viewing it as an opportunity to replace some of us. And I think that's what has a lot of us concerned. We do have to address these issues. I think they're important things to talk about, but I don't want to do it with just fear bait and doom and gloom, fear mongering like you're going to get in a lot of other social media and YouTube channels. Because I do think that there are reasons for us as musicians to be hopeful for the future if we can sort of weather this initial wave that this is presenting. One thing that I see thrown around by a lot of maybe non-musicians who are finding this accessible to them, which of course it is, you literally are just typing sentences, is that it's the democratization of art or the democratization of music, and I'm not sure they understand what that actually means. The last technological wave, with the invent of DAWs and making music with computers, I think you could make a legitimate case for that. No longer did you have to be able to read music, no longer did you have to have advanced degrees, you could just make stuff, and that opened the door to a lot of musicians who didn't have traditional backgrounds. It allowed me, someone who did have a traditional classical background but had no idea how to record myself, to learn how to record myself and to start releasing my own music into the world, and it's how I've built my career. But I actually think that this new wave of technology might reopen the divide a little bit, because the highly skilled people are going to continue to be sought after. People who play instruments and can play live and can demonstrate that they can actually play and create things in real time, they're going to have the clear advantage here. Composers who are highly skilled at their craft are going to have a clear advantage here. They will continue to be sought after, just like master chefs did not go obsolete with the takeover of fast food. I think a lot of good chefs probably did suffer at the hands of fast food. So where tech once gave millions of musicians a chance and created a lot of careers for those people, I think this new technology might reclaim some of those jobs that are fairly new and were just created in the last couple of decades. So just like in every other aspect of society, it feels like there's a real squeeze on the middle class. We all know the numbers and that there's an incredibly ridiculous amount of music already being released to Spotify every single day. And I can only imagine what's going to happen when people start uploading all of this AI stuff. I don't even know, now that the cat's out of the bag, so to speak, how you would begin to regulate this. It's already difficult to make a living purely off of streaming royalties. I'm very fortunate that I make a measurable amount of income from streaming. But there's a reason also why a couple years ago I started putting more of my energy and resources into this YouTube channel. And it's not because I enjoy listening to myself fumble over the same sentence over and over during all of those editing hours. It's because I think I realized that as much as I wanted to be a mysterious artist operating in the shadows and releasing music every couple of years, those days are over, and they've been over for a while, and now they're even more over. People are about to be really, really hungry for human connection, and the more that you put more of yourself into your art, the more of a chance you have of standing out. The fact that you watch my videos means that we've connected on a more personal level. You feel more like you know me because you've gotten to see more of my personality and all of those ridiculous edits and sound effects that I do. The human connection is about to become more scarce, and that's about to make it a lot more valuable. There's an absolutely massive issue that all of this uncovers, and that's, how is this AI being trained? How is it learning all of this stuff? And I think the most logical explanation for that is it's learning from us, from our music, our copyrighted music that we've spent a lifetime creating and crafting, and then it just spits it back out in some weird amalgam after a few, people trying to make a meme type a text into a text prompter. So you can kind of see maybe why artists might be a little bit upset by that. Visual artists have already encountered this issue with AI. The problem is AI is not really artificial or all that intelligent, is it? It's not actually creating anything or crafting anything new, it's just combining stuff that already exists. And here's the tricky thing. We humans do that too. That's how we make our art as well. Creatively speaking, humans are replicators, just like AI is a replicator. But the difference is we are not perfect, and we combine a unique combination of our influences in a weird, imperfect way that is unique to us and our own voice. Not sure how many times I said unique in there, but an AI will replicate what it's trained on perfectly. It's eventually going to be trained to the point where it even perfects our imperfections in some way. And I can't think of anything less creatively interesting than that. For us, it's really all about creative choice and agency, something that AI does not have. It's just going to regurgitate some weird random combination of data, our data. As an aging millennial, as you can see from the weird patch of gray hairs growing out of my face, I do still remember a time vaguely before the internet. My parents had this set of books called encyclopedias, which were like the internet, except they took up a whole bookcase, were dusty, and you had to actually know the alphabet to know how to use them. When you type a question into Google, you're going to, after wading through a lot of ads, get a pretty immediate response, and that's awesome because you get to learn a lot more stuff in a lot less time. Cool. But you also lose something that's really valuable and incredibly important. When I would go to that bookshelf and start to research a topic that interested me, I would often get caught up in the process of looking it up and get distracted by other things that I didn't even know I had questions about. That digging, the researching itself, actually led me to learn things that I would have never learned if I had just gone directly to the thing. The process allowed me to sort of unearth new questions, not just new answers. And the search was integral to my curiosity and developing that curiosity. In music, the process of making it actually leads to discovery, and discovery is one of the most creatively exciting things that we can experience as artists. It's one of the most incredible things once you start to uncover something that you didn't even know you were looking for. So the real question, I think, is why would we want to outsource that process of discovery? That is the whole point of all of this. And the only benefit that I could see that serving is if we only view music as a product, which I think is a problem that kind of has plagued society for a while now. If we love making music just for the sake of it, then the craft of it is what we love. The process of making it, the process of discovery, is the reward. Anything else is just a bonus. It also happens to be the only thing we can actually control, so it's nice to focus on getting better at that. And I think the more that you keep your focus on that, focus on your own process, focus on getting better at the things that you can control, your own craft, your own skills, the better chance you have of becoming unique as an artist, and the better chance you have of withstanding this ever-changing landscape of technology. It's why I talk about the craft of composition and timeless concepts more on this channel than which synthesizer to buy. By the way, I have an ebook that talks about those concepts that'll be linked in the description below if you're interested in digging more into that. This is not about blind test where we determine if something was AI or human-made. This is about the process of creating. It's about the genuine expression of human emotion. It's about the imperfect translation of our emotions into this mysterious and wonderful art form that we all love so much. So yeah, the business of music may well change, but music itself and the effect that it has on us as humans will not change. And as long as humans are the ones listening to music, then they will appreciate music that is being made by other humans. And as AI becomes even more and more prevalent in all other aspects of our lives, I think the pendulum is going to swing pretty hard the other way. People are going to be starving for that human connection, and that's what we as artists do. So don't stop making music out of fear. Make music because you love music. You love the process of making music. There will be disruption, but there will also always be a place for humans who are making art as long as we are the ones who are consuming it.